Welcome back to the Top Shelf Literary Editions. This is episode 95. I want to thank you for joining me. I hope you've been enjoying the series as we look through my top 10 favorite books of all time. I'm capping this series at episode 100 with Reading Alone for thousands of miles. Let me rephrase that. Reading Alone for 1,000 miles, which is my number one favorite book of all time, The Three Kingdoms. You can see it behind me. My name is Ernest Whiteman III. I'm a Northern Ramapo filmmaker, artist, writer, and media educator, and we're taking a look at the top shelf of my book collection today. I have a selected book. I'll give you a synopsis and a review, and a reason why I purchased the edition. And we're sitting at number 7, actually number 6 now, which is The Legend of the Condor Heroes series by Yong, writing as Louis Cha. And as you can see, these are the American publications. And I have all 3 books that I have so far. There's a 4th culminating edition coming out. I think it's the last of the US prints. But A Hero Born is book 1. A Snake Lies Waiting is book 2. A Bond Undone is book 3. And I cannot remember the title of book 4 right now because it hasn't come out yet, but I will put it here. And I really come to enjoy this series. I have a hard copy edition in the stacks on the desk here. But The Legend of the Condor Heroes is a reprinted martial arts wuxia series. And it was one of the most popular ones in China. And it tells the story of, let me get this right, because it has character listings in here, which is pretty handy because it can get pretty complex. The 2 main characters are Guo Jing and Yong and Lotus Huang. They're 2 sworn brothers that were sired by 2 very famous martial arts heroes, and they swore their wives were pregnant at the same time, and they were such good friends that they said if they both have boys, they will be sworn brothers. If we both have girls, they will be both sworn sisters. If we each have one or the other, we'll bond them by marriage. And as it turned out, the 2 sons were born, so they were sworn to brotherhood even before they were born. But a raid by the imperial government kills the fathers and kidnaps the mothers, and both boys are born separately, away from each other. All they have is a knife with the other child's name on it, to show that they have a sworn brotherhood. Guo Jing is raised in the Mongolian steppes under the guidance of Genghis Khan and his peoples, and he learns warfare and tactics through that before he travels into China to begin to fulfill an oath that they were to meet. And the other, Yong Kang, is raised as the son of the imperial prince. So he's grown up used to luxury, and does not want to steer away from that when he learns of his true origins. And they both learn from these great martial arts teachers, so much so that the crux of the story, or the main crux of the first arc, is that these masters decide they're going to meet after 10 years at this certain place and have the 2 sworn brothers fight it out to see who the best teachers are. And of course there's this large cast of characters of who Guo Jing runs into, including the infamous or famous 7 Freaks of the South. There's Apocryphy Huang, who's the father of Lotus Huang, who becomes sort of the love interest for Guo Jing. Guo Jing is made out to be this very simple-minded person because he's learned things bluntly on the Mongolian steppes. And but he has a great memory for movement and action, so it makes him a very great martial arts student. He's a quick learner when it comes to that. And so there's this whole palace intrigue going on, revelations of relationships between peoples. There's, I rarely use the term, but it's very much fits dastardly villains that are just these really rugged people that sort of do dastardly things. And it's such a fun read to read about lightness kung fu and all these different schools of the two-fisted way, things like that, and see them getting into these jams, and how Guo Jing and Lotus Huang sort of not only fight their way out of, but sort of think their way out of all these situations. And it's going to culminate in the next book 4, and I'm really looking forward to that. And the main reason why I bought it is that, again, I have a interest in Chinese history or Asian history, specifically Chinese, having two stepdaughters of Chinese descent, but growing up on wuxia films, and seeing things like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, all the way back to the early Jackie Chan stuff, early Jet Li, things like that, and just learning this whole code of morality that sort of pervades everything. And the codes of morality sort of interest me because, one, not every character in these things are moral people, even the heroes. And so this, it's sort of fascinating to see Guo Jing, this guy who strictly, superly, almost stupidly adhere to this moral code of ethics, and how much trouble that always gets him in when nobody else is playing by those codes. And so it just became this really fun read, and I just began buying them one after the other because the writing is such fun, the stories are such fun, and it's really cool and neat to sort of keep up with these characters and to see what happens next with them. So this takes place during the Song Dynasty, or the end of the Song Dynasty. So Legends of the Condor Heroes by Yong, writing as Louis Cha, falls at number 6 on my top 10 favorite books of all time, and it sits on the top shelf for today. Coming up next is the number 5 book, the Guin Saga. Looking forward to talking to you about that one. Hope you join me then. Until then, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.